Tensions build in the spring of 2020 in a small town in New Mexico between the sheriff, the mayor, and the townsfolk. If Ari Aster wrote and directed it, I'm gonna watch it. He's still in the 100% club of directors who have not made a bad movie, in my opinion. Hereditary, his first movie, is one of the most terrifying films ever made. Midsummer is a complete drug trip, and Beau is Afraid is a 3-hour ball of anxiety. While all three of his other films could be considered horror, Eddington is more of a thriller and a social commentary. It seems like making a movie based on COVID-19 just 5 years after the start of the pandemic isn't quite enough time to really reflect on that situation, as the dust hasn't even really settled yet. But leave it to Ari Aster to make us look at things from a different angle. And while the movie takes place during COVID, that isn't really what the movie's about. Setting the movie in a small desert town almost gives Eddington a Western vibe. The movie stars Joaquin as Sheriff Joe Cross, who refuses to wear a mask, which rubs a lot of people in town the wrong way. But it makes him a hero to a lot of other people in town. As we get to know him, we see that he has a good heart. He truly wants what is best for his people. He thinks logically, and he handles tense situations pretty well. Then there's the mayor, played by Pedro Pascal. He's a charmer. His smiling face is up on billboards around town. He shakes hands, kisses babies, wines and dines the local voters. In other words, he's a traditional politician. And he does wear a mask in the store, and he makes sure that all of the townspeople see him. What we learn as the movie progresses, both of these men are multifaceted. There are a lot of other characters, and each has something going on that just adds to the pressure cooker of this town. As things progress, our feelings for the main characters are going to shift a little bit, as they start doing things that we think of as out of character. And when Eddington ended, and really for the last 30 minutes or so, I'm not really sure that I was totally on board with what was happening. And when it ended, I looked at my wife and said, yeah, this is a movie I'm going to have to read about on the internet and figure out what happened. So I did, and I found some interviews with Ari Aster that cleared up some things, but the movie is definitely still open for interpretation. There's not an open and shut explanation for everything, much like there isn't an explanation for everything in real world politics. Everyone in the movie is on their phone, they're watching YouTube, they're watching TV, they're reading articles, they're listening to podcasts. The screens are everywhere throughout the movie, and what we see and what we hear is propaganda and conspiracy theories that's just infecting the brains of everyone in this small town. Once the screens are put away, the seeds of those new thoughts are starting to grow in the minds of the townspeople. And how will this new and potentially false information manifest? Well, from the looks of it, it manifests in this fictional movie much like it did in real life. Does it even matter what's real anymore? People are gonna believe what they want to believe, even if there's 100% evidence against it. The movie deals with many hot button topics of the 2020s, COVID-19, pedophile rings, George Floyd, and Black Lives Matter protests. All things that are happening nowhere near this small town in New Mexico. Yet because the news and the videos and the podcast are all talking about it, all the people in town feel like they're involved in it. Aster knows how to shoot a movie. He knows how to develop characters that are flawed and interesting. Now, for the first time, I think this is an Ari Aster movie that most adults can find some enjoyment in. It isn't too scary or too weird or too graphic. May hit a little too close to home though. It has some shades of No Country for Old Men, and really, it's just a good movie, and you should watch it. Pointing guns near fire, breaking up protest, having your wife as your laptop background, laying in bed playing on your phone, praying before a meal, standing 6 feet apart.